Excellent, thank you. And I just wanted to remind everybody, we have one more program coming up. It is our masterclass, and it's going to be the 4th session of Lama Surya's masterclass, Paramitas 6, 10, and beyond. And that's on Saturday, December 11th at 11 to 1. And the link will be in the chat. So please join us. Also, bringing these free is so amazing. And every week, no less. Thank you, Lama. I appreciate that. I know so many appreciate that. If you would be able to donate, that would be extraordinary. Any little bit helps, and it keeps us producing content like this here at the Dzogchen Foundation. And without further ado, take it away, Lama.
Thank you, Alex. In case nobody knows, this is Alex of Connecticut, school teacher, yoga teacher, mensch, Sangha leader. He's one of the youngest members of our graying Sangha. We do have some younger, but they haven't stepped up to a big responsibility like this, like Alex has with his tech and other help. He even teaches Tibetan energy yoga sometimes at our retreats and online get-togethers. So thank you, Alex. It's nice to see you.
Thank you.
And all of you young Buddhas, young at heart, if not in body, all of us together, waking up and awakening at the same time, enlightening up and getting enlightened, feeling lighter, I hope, raising the spirit together. It's a beautiful Sunday here in Massachusetts, the Puritan state, but we're no Puritans. We're members of what Buddha called the middle way, beyond extremes, not all or nothing, always, never, not shouting at our mate, you never, you always, or falling into such extreme positions and holding on to them, even worse. I'm here visiting my godchildren and their 3 children in Northampton, Chad and Julie today. They give a shout out to you all. Many of you know them from the many retreats over the last few decades. Chad and Julie Gillette. Julie's my assistant teacher now. It's nice to see you all. It's a beautiful day. The sky's blue, it's sunny, the air's fresh, it's a bright autumn day. There's still color around us. There's still potable water to drink. There's still air to breathe. Although the environmental situation is dire, and we all have to, I believe, consider it and do our part, whether or not the world leaders are able to. Certainly not without our support, they can't. And the lobbies are definitely pushing things the other way. So let's take care. Think globally, but act locally, beginning with ourselves, our own gardens, our own bodies, our own family, our own neighborhoods. I picked up a can walking in the woods this morning with Chad and his little son. And I thought, I could have left it there, but I'm picking it up. You know, good for me. I rejoiced in even the idea that every little act, thought, or word has karmic implications. And it's not that hard to do. It's like a mindfulness practice. It's a sanity practice. It's just good karma, good dharma. It's just, dare I say, the right way to live. Taking care of ourselves and each other. Life is precious. Handle with prayer, as they don't say. As I say, like to say. There's a lot to think about these days. The world situation. The other day, I was meeting with my Buddha teacher fellows online, and many of them live in California, which has been so afflicted lately by floods and droughts and fires and earthquakes and giant storms. And in fact, while the COPAC conference was going on in Glasgow, there was a lot of extreme weather in different parts of the world, and it's a great concern. Anyway, my friends and I, Buddhist teachers, all not young, all experienced, all authors, leaders and founders of communities, sanghas, meditation centers, retreat leaders, bodhisattvas. We're discussing whether these are the worst times ever or not. And the jury's still out. Anyway, no need to compare. We do what we can. The bodhisattva never gives up, practicing the Panacean virtues, the paramitas, and cultivating unselfishness and generosity and patience and caring and loving kindness and compassion in action. So I trust you'll join us in this great altruistic, compassionate effort, the Bodhisattva mission, the Bodhisattva vow, thinking of the greatest good for the greatest number, as Western philosopher Kant called it, the categorical imperative, thinking of the greatest good for the greatest number, not just one's own selfish, temporary, limited interests and preoccupations, not just lobbying for your own self and empire of ego, of separateness, trying to gather all the marbles in a false effort to find security. There's nothing secure in this impermanent world, but there is something else we can rely on. Buddha called it the deathless and unborn, Dharmakaya, or spiritual nature, spiritual mind. So let's look into that today. And who or what is striving for security? Who or what is afraid? Who or what gets angry? In the moment, who's angry, not theoretically. Turn the attention towards, do the work on oneself, as Gurdjieff called it, as Ram Dass called it. Working on oneself and finding one's supreme self, higher self, and best life, divine life. That is our birthright. I love this joyous dharma of awakening and awakening together. Sangha, satsang, true fellowship, connectedness, recognizing our interconnectedness and interdependence into being, and intermeditating together like we're doing now, mingling hearts and minds, bodies and souls, energy and spirit, co-meditating together, co-awakening, awakening ourselves, awakening the world. Imaho. And now just breathing, relaxing, and smiling. If you don't feel like smiling, Leo, at least breathe and relax. If it's hard to relax, I'm not going to mention any names to protect the guilty. Just breathe at least. Breathing is a crucial Buddhist practice. Don't leave home without it, as we say in the Buddhist Express. We're breathing anyway. It's an automatic nervous system process, hard to stop. Although our life is so tenuous, let's not take it for granted. But breathing goes on. It's breathing us. We're not really doing it. So let's relax and let go and let come and go and let be. It's a metaphor for letting things come and go also. The breath of the mind, of consciousness, of things arising and dissolving in the field of consciousness, in the body-mind continuum, the field of consciousness, the breath of awareness, awareness of breathing, of feeling, of perceptions, of sensations in the body, and so on. Awareness is curative. Turn the searchlight, the spotlight inwards, as Gandhi ji said, Mahatma Gandhi, the great bodhisattva of India. Outwardly a social activist fighting, well, he was nonviolent, striving for independence of his country, and inwardly striving for independence of his Atma, what he called soul. He became Maha-Atma, a great soul, a great being. And that, if we dig deep enough, is our great being too. Like digging a well till you get to the water table where it's all unified and source. Some people say they're afraid to meditate, or they can't meditate, or they can't stop thinking. No need to stop thinking. That's not the purpose of meditation. Some people say they're afraid to look inwards too much. They might not like what they find. Hey, you might like what you find also, that inner beauty. Let's not overlook it. Our own natural resources, our own innate natural resources for a change. Take care, stay aware. Awareness is curative. This is an awareness cultivation practice, not about beliefs, superstition, wishing and hoping, which has its place. This is a cultivation of heightened awareness, infinite awareness, if you like, total awareness, unified awareness, non-dual awareness, naked awareness, pure presence, the Buddha mind, the Buddha heart mind, one's own true nature, Buddha nature, beyond Buddhism, beyond even our species, just consciousness alone. Divine mind, some have called it. Sounds a little mental to me, but that's the scope. Infinite awareness, as we call it in Buddhism, in Bon, in consciousness studies, in yoga, and so on. So tuning into that channel, Buddha Vision, it's a free cable channel. The price is your narrow mind. Breathing, relaxing, smiling, centering, focusing, arriving, settling, whatever you want to call it. You must be present to win. Arriving, settling, on the spot, on the dot, here and now. What words can express the inexpressible? F the ineffable. Natural body, just sitting, relaxed and at ease, no special positions, postures necessary. Just sitting, natural body is Buddha's body, Nirmanakaya, perfect embodiment. Assume your Buddha seat. Dare I say, be yourself with a capital S. Assume your Buddha seat. Why not? Who do you think you're not? Buddha is as Buddha does. As tis said. Just sitting, first principle, a pillar of natural meditation, Dzogchen meditation, non-meditation. Second pillar of Dzogchen meditation, natural meditation, non-meditation, just breathing. Natural breath is Buddha breath. Sambhogakaya, pure appreciation, pure enjoyment, natural flow, buoyant energy, let it go. Flow, the zone. Just breathing. And the third pillar of natural meditation, Dzogchen meditation, just being with a capital B plus. Awareness alone, not doing, just being, not becoming, just being. Dare I say, being yourself again with the capital S. Letting everything go and just being, even memory. Self, conditioning, all the excess baggage we're dragging along in that long baggage train that we're trying to drag along like a tired train engine. It's all about memory, keeping the continuity. Just let it go, just drop and stop and flop and everything else that rhymes with op right now. Just pop the bubble of separateness in the sea of unity, of being, wholeness. You don't even have to pop the bubble. Just see through yourself and be free. See through the bubble. It's never been separate from the sea, of which it's totally composed. See? Not fooling here. Look at yourself, perceive the perceiver, see through the seer, and be free. Rest in luminous, centerless openness. Just sitting, just breathing, just being. Present and aware, attentive, mindful, luminous, lucidly attentive, completely conscious rather than semi-conscious, sleepwalking, vague, dazed, unconscious, conscious, incandescently present and awakeful. Just sitting, just breathing, just being is the structure, is the instruction, is the form of the rather formless Dzogchen natural meditation, non-meditation, undoing the habit of overdoing. Not make meditation into one more form of mental calisthenics. Aware of thinking, not just lost in thoughts, not trying to suppress thoughts. This thought, only thought. This sound, only sound. This breath, but moment, only moment. This breath, only breath. Imaho. Way to go. Imaho, wondrous, miraculous. Hallelujah. Eureka. To have arrived at last. How sweet it is, Imaho. Yes. Thank you. And enjoy the joy of natural meditation. Awareness alone. Awareness, aware of awareness, a non-dual awareness, uncompartmentalized presence beyond dualism, seeing through the illusion of separateness. Infinite awareness, the great snow globe, the great crystal ball, the big Tigli, the natural great completeness, Dzogchen. You are Dzogchen. Now is Dzogchen. Dig it. Rock it. Dope. Imaho. I love it. Thank you. Just sitting on the spot, on the dot, relaxed at ease. Just breathing, natural flow. Let it go. Let it come and go. Let it be. That's the secret. Non-attachment. Letting go means letting be. Letting come and go as it is. Non-manipulation, non-interference. Radical acceptance. Open, friendly, welcoming. Openness and awareness inseparable. Lucid clarity and friendly appreciation or openness inseparable. Aware, awareness itself. Awareness, aware of awareness, self-recognizing, self-authenticating. This is it right now, nothing else. Beyond past, present, the future, the fourth time, the fourth fraction. Nowness, free of memory, conditioning, selfhood, identity, free floating. Ah, 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 ah. Exhaling, releasing, relief, release. Deceitful Dzogchen from the throat chakra. With the out breath. Then sense who or what is present, is experiencing. No need to analyze, just pop the question and let go. Who? Experiencing, feeling, trying to control the mind or meditate and drop it. Who? Who? Who's on first? Who? Who is the answer? And the question, the alpha and omega. Beyond concepts. Who? And rest in the view. Abide by the view. Trust in the view. Align in the view. Open, aware. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Right now. Nowness, awareness. The unfabricated, fresh, organic Buddha within. Nowness. Imoho. Thank you. Oh, 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 oh. Please join me in the 5 ahs, Dzogchen practice. Inhaling deeply, and then with a great release, with a great relief, emptying yourself totally. Ah, 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 ah. Ah, ah, letting go, letting come and go, letting be. Openness and awareness inseparable. Incandescent, lucid, present awareness. Pure, undiluted attention. Self recognition, self recognizing awareness. Ah. Oh, mani pemi hori, mani pemi hori, oh 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 mani pemi hori. Oh, mani padme hore, 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 mani padme hore, mani padme hore, mani padme hore. Oh, mani padme hore, oh, mani padme hore. Mantra number 3, Om Mani Padme Hori, Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hori, Om Mani Padme Hori, Om Mani Padme Hori, Om Mani Padme Hori, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hori, Om Mani Padme Hori. Oh, mani padme hore. 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 Oh, mani padme hum. Alex, can we see the Galwan Drukpa's prayer? I can't see it, Alex. I don't know if everybody does.
Sorry about that, Lama. Yes, I'm being told you can't see it.
Okay, well, let's do something else.
Pete might be able to pull it up. Can you do that, Pete? Thank you. Sorry.
Good old Pete. The Gyalwang Drukpa's prayer, it fills the whole page. Okay, we can use any of these prayers. Let's use this one by Kempo. Yoshiken Rinpoche and the New Millennium Prayer. Thanks, Pete. Through the merit of this virtuous practice and our sterling intentions and aspirations today, may the light of the Buddha's precious teachings remain for ages to come, illuminating the way, the basis for every kind of benefit and happiness. May all the supreme holders of these liberating teachings who uphold its living truth accept to live on for aeons, to stay in this world, and their lotus feet stand firm. And so may the sun of altruism and well-being, bodhicitta, in all its blazing splendor, shine the brilliant light of the study and practice of Buddha Dharma throughout every corner of the universe. May all beings everywhere with whom we are inseparably interconnected and who want and need the same as we do, may all be awakened, liberated, healed, fulfilled, and free. May there be peace in this world and throughout all realms of existence. An end to war, violence, poverty, injustice, and oppression. And may we all together complete this grateful spiritual journey. Imaho. Aho. Way to go. Imaho is the shortest Dzogchen teaching. It's an exclamation of wonder. That's the spirit of Dzogchen meditation, wonderment. Like a child, innocent, fresh, seeing things for the first time without concepts. Ah, oh, squiggly, squirmy thing on the ground. Oh, it's called the snake. Oh. Fresh, innocent, wide-eyed. Imho. This moment, only moment. This breath, only breath. That's the spirit of Dzogchen practice. Openness and awareness. Without preconceptions. Upstream from, prior to attraction and aversion. Imaho. Literally, it means wondrous or amazing. Joy. Imaho. We've been chanting Om Mani Padme Hung, the 6-syllable mantra of Tibet, the Dalai Lama's mantra, the mantra of unconditional love and compassion, Chenrezi, Avalokiteshvara, Kuan Yin. By so many names, she's even more sweet, so sweet. It's a wonderful mantra, along with opening ourselves in benevolence and compassion and well-wishing for all. Mantras are a great aid or adjunct or support for contemplation, prayer, and meditation. If you like it, if you like chanting, if you like these kind of things, devotional practices, it's a great aid to concentration, to contemplation, to meditation, to samadhi, etc. It's a big part of Vajrayana Buddhism, so-called Tibetan Buddhism, Himalayan Buddhism, which is actually called in Tibetan Sangak Dorje Tegpa, the secret mantra of Vajrayana, the esoteric mantra, Diamond Path. So we chant a little, we breathe a little, we pray, we raise our gaze, we generate pure intention to beginning and the end of our practice session using these words, concepts, practices, bracketing our non-conceptual, formless, naked awareness practice session with these more conceptual forms of practice. So we balance doing and being, absolute and relative, and so on, and have a balanced practice, not just spacing out into the ozone and forgetting everything and everyone, and then being irritable when we come back and the kids seem to disturb us after we come out of our meditation room or our meditation hole into the world, which is where life really matters. And as everyone knows or should know or could know, love and connection is what it's all about. Not just meditating or trying to be quiet. That's quietism. That's not great peace. Great peace is experienceable beyond any decibel level or at any speed. The Buddha said he discovered this nirvanic or great peace, that there's great peace in things left just as they are right now. That's a radical statement when we think about all of our self-improvement projects and goals and tales of many lifetimes schlepping towards enlightenment or waiting to get till heaven after we die. Great peace in things left just as they are right now. Mahayana Buddhist philosophy talks about the inseparability of samsara and nirvana, the sacred and the secular, sacred and mundane, sacred and profane, whatever you call it, these polarities, conceptual ideas, polarities. Although they're like yin and yang, inseparably bound within each other, inextricably mingled. The sky doesn't start up there, it's right here also. And we are like the bridges, the portal between heaven and earth, the joining point, the unification, found in our own authenticity, our own wholeness, coming back to ourselves, being less bent out of shape, or whatever. And it does take some effort, some intention and attention. The natural state is there, but illness is the aberration. We might need to apply some antidotes to heal ourselves, to come back to the natural state. But health is not something that we get from pills or therapies. We return to our natural healthiness, which is always there. That's like our spiritual nature, incandescent inner luminosity, whatever you want to call it, the clear light, as we call it in Tibetan, which is what continues beyond death. You can read the Dalai Lama's books on the subject if you're a reader of these things. The clear light of death, dreams, Bardo, and the afterlife, things like that. So I wonder if anybody has any questions today on this beautiful Sunday, a day of rest, perhaps of leaving things as they are and not working to make them better all the time, even if we're not entirely sure which direction better is. Any questions, please?
There is a question, Lama. Eddie asks, Taoism has a concept called Wu Wei, sometimes defined as non-action or effortless action. Is there a similar idea in Buddhism?
In Buddhism, it would be hard to say unless we consider the Mahamudra and Dzogchen principles of greatly enhanced non-attachment or greatly enhanced equanimity. In basic Buddhist scriptures, sutras, we hear about equanimity and non-attachment. We don't hear much about, and I hate to translate Wu Wei, so I won't. We don't hear much about flow, the natural state, leaving it as it is. Oneness, etc. But in the evolved, high wire act or penthouse of the yanas, of the vehicles, of the approaches of Buddhism that evolved over centuries from the yogic adepts of Tibet and India, etc., we find in Mahamudra and Dzogchen the notion of Jatrel, which is Wu Wei, of non-action, not inaction, not doing nothing, but Wu Wei means beyond action and beyond inaction also. So Patrul Rinpoche, the great Dzogchen master, Yoshu Kempo's great-grandfather master, the great Patrul Rinpoche said, beyond action and inaction, the sublime Dharma is accomplished. Beyond action and also beyond inaction, the sublime Dharma is accomplished. So what does that mean? Oh, that's challenging. That's the koan, the conundrum of being and non-being. That's Wu Wei. Not doing nothing, which is just one more karmic activity intended on producing some result. Like staying in bed all day ain't the answer. That's just like a symptom of depression or something. Antisocial, agoraphobia, I don't know. Thus the middle way, beyond action and also beyond inaction. The sublime Dharma is accomplished. So that begs the question, don't it? Then what to do? Well, what to do? Thus coming back to basic instructions, basic pithy instructions. Just sitting, just standing, just being, just breathing. That's what to do. Just doing what you need to do. The Zen story saying is, when hungry, I eat. When tired, I sleep. The Zen master said 500 years ago. The student monks and nuns said, what does that mean? What kind of, path of enlightenment is that? He said, ordinariness is the way, naturalness is the way. Most of us, when we're tired, we try not to sleep. When we're hungry, we try not to eat. Or other, fractured, multi-layered issues. What we would call today neurosis. So it's too soon. It's too easy. It's too simple-minded to say be yourself if we don't know what our true self is. But if we do, then being yourself is it. When I'm hungry, I eat. When I'm tired, I sleep. Not neurotic. When it's time to hurry to catch the bus, I hurry. I don't walk slowly like in walking meditation. So that's in Buddhism. Let's give Buddhism the credit. In Dzogchen and Mahamudra, etc. Now, we could say that that's part of Buddhism in the sense of equanimity, of attachment, non-attachment, the basic principles of Buddhism, we could say that. But this Wu Wei is a very evolved and profound concept. The Wu Wei of Taoism, the flow, not static, not stillness, not quietism, but Wu Wei, the Tao, the flow, the naturalness. Naturalness is the way. Jadrel in Tibetan. My old buddy, Dharma friend, Brandon Kennedy, of the Korean branch of the Kennedys, his main teacher was Chatrul Rinpoche. Chatrul is Tibetan for Wu Wei. We translate it as beyond action and inaction, as non-contrived, non-fabricating, unaltered, things like that. Noshi Kempa commentary was not doing, not trying to do less, not fabricating, and not distracted. If anybody's interested, check out the Taoist classic, the Tao Te Ching, Tao Te King in Chinese, hard to translate, The Way and Its Power, or whatever, the Book of the Tao. Stephen Mitchell's translation seems to be the best to me, although I'm a little out of date with many current translations. It's the most Zen, the most accessible, I find. Stephen Mitchell's translation of the Tao Te Ching, check it out. The Wu Wei is what we're talking about in Dzogchen, unmeditation, non-meditation. I'm going to repeat, beyond action and beyond inaction also, the sublime Dharma is accomplished, as Petra Rinpoche sang. So that's a great question. And Wu Wei is always in my mind when we're talking about teaching Dzogchen. The meditation of non-meditation, of unmeditation, of our true nature, already primordially pure and complete, spontaneously manifest, not building it up like an investment project over many years or over 10,000 hours of practice to attain mastery. It's the one that's doing the 10,000 years of practice. Thus the Bodhisattva saying, just go straight 10,000 years straight ahead, not just 10,000 hours. That's the Twitter version. I love you all. Take care.
Thank you so much, Lama.
Stay there. Thank you, Alex, my man.
Appreciate that. In the chat, friends, we have the donate link and a link for membership. Do remember that membership has its perks. See you all next time.
Imaho.
Imaho.